Welcome in. You already know what time it is. Alex Cloninger in the building. Let's dive into the Nexus. Let's dive into the Nexus. Step into the zone. Carolina stories got a life of their home. From the pages to the labs, yeah, we break it all down. If you love those books, you're at the right sound. Let's dive into the Nexus. Yeah, the mic stay reckless. Hometown justice, legends in the message. Casey Elkins on the trail, solving cases non-stop. Turn it up loud, yeah, the Nexus don't stop. We talk plot twists, characters, theories. Author Q&A, getting answers you've been hearing. Special guests slide through, pull up a seat. Chaotic conversations with the Carolina heat. From small town drama to the mysteries deep. Every chapter got secrets we're ready to keep. Laughs laid back with the energy wild. If you read Cloninger, you already family now. Let's dive into the Nexus, step into the zone. Carolina stories got a life of their own. From the pages to the laughs, yeah, we break it all down. If you love those books, you're at the right sound. Let's dive into the Nexus, come and connect us. Alex Cloninger live, yeah, you rocking with the Nexus. Hit play, stay tuned. Every episode fresh. Welcome to the Carolina Nexus. Brought to you straight from Carolina soil. Press play and let's dive in.
Welcome to the Carolina Nexus, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alex Cloninger. Live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Welcome in from all three outlets. Yesterday, I answered questions about Luke Mitchell and Vince Raymond, as well as Alex Ruler and Marcus Bagwell after their shows aired. Today, we focus on Brutus Bagwell and Sensei Yoshimoto Kwando, as per usual. Before we get into that, announcement time. Next week, we'll be discussing Casey Elkins' first novel, The Idol. Bring your questions about this novel and the characters within. Yes, you can ask questions about characters that have appeared from the hometown justice side of things in Casey Elkins. Meaning, for characters like Casey Elkins, who have appeared in both series, you can ask questions about them on that show. The first week of March, there will be no Carolina Nexus podcast for that week. Just to give you guys a heads up so you're not looking out for it. There are some things happening behind the scenes that I've got to take care of that exact week to wrap off. And finally, Hometown Justice Homecoming is available on Amazon at a discounted price. The physical book is discounted to $8.10, while the Kindle edition is discounted to $2.99. That is going to happen for a very short time period, ladies and gentlemen, before the price goes back up. Now, before we get to the juicy part of the show, a few more announcements. We have TCW Valentine's Vengeance taking place this Saturday, February 21st, historic Shelby City Park. They're bringing the high-impact, high-octane action back to Flair Country. Ladies and gentlemen, doors open at 6, bell time's at 7. You will not be disappointed with this show. It will bring you the best in Carolina wrestling right in your face, right here in the heart of Shelby. And then later on this year, on April 18th, Gemstone Championship Wrestling presents Icebreaker, the all-female promotion. It's bringing the women's revolution of wrestling to Flair Country. Ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you won't be disappointed. These ladies are going to put on one hell of a show, and they're not going to leave anything left of the building that they are in. They're going to tear the venue down, rebuild it, tear it down again. All of these women are working hard with this show. I can't wait. I'm excited for that show myself. Let's not forget my buddy Dump Truck with his Diesel Honey. He carries it with him to shows. I've got mine ordered. As soon as it comes in, I'll do a taste testing live here on the show. Now, let's do like the theme song says. Tune in, press play, and let's dive in. The floor is open for questions. Today, we're focusing on Brutus Bagwell and Sensei Yoshimoto Kwando. We're going to deep dive into Brutus Bagwell first. Brutus Bagwell is what's the word I'm looking for? A miscreant. He's a miscreant. The people of Polkville look down upon him because his father was a drunk. And he's made several bad choices, but he has a reputation as a cage fighting champion. The the reason he is hired by Tommy Leon's is because of his reputation as a cage fighting champion. Brutus calls it street fighting style. That's not really a martial arts to it. It's just brutality in his own form. And Brutus, he's not the smartest person in the room. He's not the brightest crayon in the box. He's kind of slow, which is why Marcus is the right hand man and Brutus is just the muscle. But he does prove to be the muscle. Throughout the first book, he makes several appearances in the second and the third, but after the third, he sort of disappears. There will probably not be a reappearance of Brutus Bagwell. Simply for the fact the Bagwell family arc runs its course in the first trilogy. Where did I get inspiration for the Brutus Bagwell character? And you mean like who is he based off of? Funny story about Brutus Bagwell. He's not based off anyone in particular. I took ideas from several different people and merged them together to make Brutus from his dialect. The dialect that he uses was based off Festus Hagen from Gunsmoke. The way he talks, or the way he carries himself, and his backstory as far as being the son of a drunk abuser, that was something I picked from a Lifetime movie. I don't remember which one. There's been millions of those bitches. But I picked it from there. And then there was Hugh Jackman's role in the movie Real Steel. And the character that Hugh Jackman plays was sort of the inspiration for Brutus as far as being the muscle. Good question, Amber. Thanks for tuning in. But Brutus, he's not an overly complicated character. He's one of the easiest to write about. It's just keeping in mind his dialect while I'm writing his dialect. He takes a lot of liberties with his words. So, like, I'll give you an example here. The way he talks. Instead of saying that right there, he'll say that right there. That's how he talks. He drops consonants and vowels out of words. Sometimes makes up his own words. And that right there is really hard for me to keep in mind while I'm typing this. I have to go back and edit his speech pattern religiously, or I give him more of an educated speech pattern than I intend to, because he's intended to be an uneducated person and someone who had to rely on survival skills instead of street smarts or book smarts to survive. He's had to literally fight his entire life, and so he doesn't have the best education. Plus, he took a little bit after his father, and he's a drunk. So the alcohol has destroyed most of his brain cells. He's the living embodiment of white trash. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I had to fix something on the computer so it would show up. So yeah, he has a weird. It's not really a weird dialect. It's uneducated. It's borderline hillbilly. Actually, I think hillbillies are more educated than Brutus Bagwells, but that's beside the point. Guys, I'm gonna have to cut this show a little bit short. I got other pressing matters to attend to. I'll be back as soon as I